Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Happy Monday. Damn. Hope your weekend didn't go by too fast. Shout out to all my people who have Mondays off. Look at you. Shout out to everybody already. In the comment section. Special shout out to Byron Tolver. He says, pure blood from the DMV. Are you working at the DMV or are you in line at the DMV? I hope you're not, man. But if you are, stay strong. Listen to me, man. I'll get you through it. Had a great weekend. My back and shoulders are killing me because we went to the lake yesterday with our friends, took the boat out, and my son, fathers, you know this a little more than mothers, but when your kids want you to throw them in the air or daddy, do the flip, my son always wants, I hold his hands and he walks up my body and does a backflip. He wants me to do that. Or throw me up in the air. Whatever it is they want you to do, it's never once, is it, fathers? It's never just, do this, daddy, toss me in the air, whatever you do, and then boom, all right, I'm good. No. 50, 60, 70, 80 more times. You got to flip them over, toss them up in the air. So yesterday, we were at the lake. We were on shore chilling. And my son, he would get in the water and he would stand on my hands. And when he counted 3, he would jump and I'd toss him up in the air so he could do a front flip or whatever. So I did that about 30 times. And now the upper back is on fire. And I remember when I was a youth, when I was one of the youths, that wouldn't happen. I could do that 100 times. It wouldn't feel anything the next day. But then we turned 40, didn't we? Now the shit hurts. But am I going to tell my son that I'm sore? No. I'm going to lie to him and make him think that I'm not sore because I'm Superman, right? Shit hurts. MyGreenGear.com, JerichoGreen.net. I will be uploading a couple of videos today on JerichoGreen.net. You'll only find them on JerichoGreen.net. And then I'll be doing a video for my YouTube page. What I'm going to talk about, I don't know. There's so much. Such a bouquet of bullshit today. A lot of things. But you saw the thumbnail. Pure Bloods. You saw the title. Where's our apology? We're going to get into that because now it's over. The sweet and sour sniffles is over. The pandemic is over. The CDC is hitting a reset because of their, quote, botched handling of COVID, end quote. You have the the governor of New York, Hochul, bony-faced wench. She's saying no more, quote, COVID rules in New York schools. That's it. Don't matter. They got the poke or not, sick or not, it don't matter. Business as usual. Everything's going back to normal. So where's our apology? And there's a video that I want to play for you. Shout out to my man Gian. I'm going to be on his Instagram on Wednesday at 3:30. But it's a video, and I believe it's a letter. It's someone reading a letter. And I believe it's from an Australian reporter, an Australian writer, something like that. But it's powerful. But because he's talking about what should happen now that the smoke is cleared and everything is everything. What about the people who are admonished, who are shouted down, fired, made to feel like they don't love their neighbors, made to feel like a killer? Now what do all those people have to say? Now those who are on their soapbox, on their high horse, now what? And you'll see exactly what I mean when I play that clip, when I play that audio. It's powerful shit. Dead on. Those are exactly the questions that should be asked. This is exactly what should happen, what this man wrote in this letter or this article. It's fucking beautiful. So I'm just wondering, where's the apology? You know how it was. You know all of the slings and arrows we were taking as the unpoked. And here's the thing. If you do decide to get the poke, you want to get that shit, get it. You want to put in your kids, do it. I don't give a shit. Your body is not mine. But then again, don't breathe fire on me for not wanting to do what you do. And that's where we ran into some problems. So we'll talk about that. UC Berkeley is racist as shit. Am I being hyperbolic? No. Because when you tell a group of people that they can't be somewhere strictly because of the color they are, that's textbook racism. Webster's Dictionary, textbook racism. UC Berkeley is taking part in it. UC Berkeley, doesn't the C in UC Berkeley stand for California? Isn't California this happy free place where we can all get together in peace, man? Where we all just sit down Indian style. I'm sorry, not Indian style. Native American style, man. And we all weave headbands out of daisy flowers, man, and play acoustic versions of Kumbaya. No, there's racist turds in California. Every racist situation I found myself in was in California. So don't believe that shit. California's got just as many racist people as anywhere else. That image we used to have in California that it was all good and different out here, that shit is gone. It's bullshit. It's dead. California sucks. So we're going to talk about Berkeley's racist ways. And if you're a white student at Berkeley, well, the list of places you're allowed to go just got shorter. And New York City, that's right. Not only does the state of New York has a dumbass, worthless governor, but they got a dumbass, worthless mayor. And in New York City, they decided that instead of, the fact that they're even doing this, even considering this, must mean that all New Yorkers are taken care of. Crime is down, jobs are up, revenue is good, the kids are safe in school, nobody's getting shoved in front of an oncoming subway train, people aren't getting knocked out from behind by crazy homeless people who should be locked up, people who got out on bail from a rape charge. All that's done. All that is in the past. Look in your rear view. That's where you're going to see all the shit I just mentioned. It must be because New York is handing out free food, health care, and cell phones to New Yorkers. Psych. No, they're not. They're handing it out to illegals. That's right. Your dumbass made the mistake of being born here. Your dumbass made the mistake of jumping through the hoops and paying the money and all the things you have to do to become a legal citizen. Your dumbass did that. All you had to do was come up here legally. You got it all. They roll out the red carpet. It's like a red carpet event in Hollywood. Hey, over here. Oh my goodness, where are you from? Where are you from? What country are you from? Are you from south of the border? Oh my goodness, come this way. You want for nothing. Healthcare, food, cell phones, housing. What do you need? No. Don't look down there. Don't worry about the backs of the taxpayers that I'm standing on. Just tell me what you need. Fuck them. They're going to keep working. They're going to keep voting for me. Don't worry about them. Just give me a list of everything you want. What do they call it? A writer? When you're, I learned this working at the radio station. When people come, performers, talent, as we call them, whether it be, some famous actor, whatever. Here's how it worked at the radio station. They come to the radio station, wherever they're set up at, the green room or whatever. They have a writer, and that's a list of the things they want. Certain kind of candy. They want incense. They need a certain pair of shoes. Whatever they need, they put it on the writer, and then you make sure that you get it. So we're basically telling the illegals, hey, put a list of things you want together. Give it to me. No. Don't concern yourself with the cost. Remember these fuckers whose backs I'm standing on? They'll take care of it. Don't worry about the cost. Anything you want here in America, write it down. We'll take care of it. That's what New York City's doing because they're getting free food, healthcare, and cell phones. Free. Wow. Makes me wish I would have been illegal. I would have got hooked up. So we're going to talk about that shit and much more because I don't know what you guys are going to have to say in this comment section. You might have questions and comments that take us in a whole new direction, but we will cover these things. But first, this live stream is brought to you by C60 Evo. I really enjoy the benefits of C60 Evo organic olive oil when I take it daily. My mind is sharper, I have more energy and endurance. I sleep deeper and wake up feeling more refreshed, which is amazing. C60 Evo delivers pure C60 ESS60 infused skin serums, lip balms, and pet formulas that deliver excellent results. They've got a proven track record of 31 years and my personal recommendation. Get C60 Evo organic products to enjoy the incredible benefits yourself. Use my link to save 10% on your purchase. How about that? And it looks like the Super Chat cherry has been popped. Triggers McNickers. That would be funny if your name was Triggers McNiggers. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is. Thank you. For the Hamilton. He says, the only reason why bodily autonomy mattered when it came to abortion and not the jab was because these two contradictory positions lead to the same conclusion. Phenomenal big pharma profits. What did the OJs tell us? Money, 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 money. That mean green. That's what it's about. It's not about your life or your health or the safety of the public. Because if it was, they never would have pushed this shit in the first place. They would have given us sound information and allowed us to make up our own minds. They would have made these things available and allowed us to take part in them or not. But they didn't. They forced it. That's a perfect example. I'm sure you guys have heard that before. When it comes to the poke, get it or we're going to fuck your life up. When it comes to snuffing out a life inside of your body, no, that's your body. Hands off. And how many of those mealy-mouthed, weak, spineless, bitch politicians, men I'm talking about, how many of them were saying, oh, I couldn't dare tell a woman what to do with her body. That's her body and her choice. Who am I? Who am I as a man to tell a woman what to do with her body? Well, when you're on a woman's body and you go inside of it, not only did you put sperm and a life in her body, but you just put your opinion in there. Now I have a say-so over your body because you're carrying my property too. That's not just your baby. That's not just your body. You have my property inside of you. I cultivated this inside of my scrotum sac and I gave it to you. So really, that's stealing. You're taking something that belongs to me and destroying it. That's my property too. That's why when a baby comes out and you give it a DNA test, Maury Povich built his career on this. It's not like the baby goes inside of the mom and it's all the mom's DNA. No, there's many a man paying child support for a birth test, for a test to see if that's your baby. The reason they can tell that that's the man's baby is because the man's DNA is inside of that baby. That's how they can go on there and get a paternity test, paternity. So you can find out who the father is, the paternity. That's how you can find out who the pa is. So you can't sit here and tell me that this is your body, your choice. It's just a clump of cells. If it's a clump of cells, bitch, that half the cells are mine. Those are my cells in there. So how can you sit there being a weak bitch and say, who am I as a man to tell a woman what to do with her body? Well, when part of my body's in hers, I got to say so. Fucking weak punks. But when it comes to that poke, no, that's not your body anymore. That's the government's body. That's the public's body. Because you're out here endangering your fellow man. And then to go through all that shit just for them to say, it's gone now. It's all gone. So then what do we go through that for? Why do we go through that if it's just all gone 2 years later? That's it. All gone. Back to normal. Well, wait. You just dragged me through the mud for 2.5 years? I got to take a test every week so I can get another 7 days at my job? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, for another 7 days of employment with your company. Get out of here with that shit. But you're going to tell me that's all your baby? Okay. Then take my fucking DNA off that test then, since it's yours. Since it's all yours. It's all the woman. It's all her. Man, shut up. Even though you would have nothing to talk about without that man. What the fuck are you talking about? Spunbearing 65, thank you. Fauci is looking for a non-extradition country. You damn right he is. He's going to Sweden or some shit where they don't send Americans back here to face charges, because it was just announced that Fauci, the Fauci, is about to bounce. He announced his retirement in December. You son of a bitch. Wait. Wait. Where you going, Anthony? So after this shit, you burn this damn country down for 2 years, and now you're gone? You're done? Is that a coincidence? Now you decide to go. Jerron Markell says HIV, 40 years worth of research, no vaccine for HIV. Because Fauci, he was, I don't know if he had the same title. I think maybe he did. But he, back in the 90s, with AIDS and shit, I think it was early 90s or late 80s. Same thing, same MO. Oh, this is the worst thing ever. 1 out of 3 people are going to have it. You're all going to die. You can get it from breathing on somebody. That's what he's saying with AIDS and HIV. Then all of a sudden, oh no, man, my bad. It turns out there's only 2 groups of people in this country that really get AIDS. And if you don't engage in either of those activities, you'll be all right. The fear mongering. That's how these people operate. And now you want to get out of here? Oh, after 40 years of service, I think I'm ready to see what the next chapter is. No, you're trying to get the fuck out of town before the shit hits the fan. Before those Republicans get in the House and the Senate and start demanding investigations. And you better. That's another thing. We hear about, the Republicans can take the House and the Senate and we're going to have investigations. We're finally going to get to the bottom. We better. We better get to the bottom. I don't want to hear nothing about, we're not going to do anything right now. No. Day one, when you seize power in the House and Senate, you better start investigating. I want to see people with their hands cuffed in front of them and their jacket over their head in shame so you can't see their face. And I want to see the flash of bulbs as their head is pushed down and they're lowered in the back of a federal vehicle. That's what I want to see, Republicans. Don't be a bunch of pussies when you get in there and not do anything. You see what they've been doing to us for the past 2.5, 3 years. You saw how Trump's presidency was tainted with this bullshit. Russia. January 6th. Vengeance. That's what we want. So I don't want to hear nothing about what we can't and we're not right now. We're not going to stoop to that level. Stoop. Get to stooping. You guys better do something about it immediately. Weak ass. Man, I'm telling you, don't put it past them. Don't put it past them seizing power and then fucking us over again. Spunbearing. Oh, never mind. I got that one already. My bad. A new one. Oh, there it is. Ron Rodriguez, thank you for the Hamilton. My body, my choice, unmasked, unmuzzled, unvaccinated, unafraid. That's right, pure blood. I like that name. I don't know who came up with it, but pure blood. I know normally it means like some vampire shit. Because when I looked up that picture, I looked up pure blood and it had a bunch of Vampire Diary shit. But it's true. Our blood is pure. We don't have that shit in it. And I wonder how many people who did get the Pope would still have done it, being able to look, fast forward to 2.5 years later, seeing how it disappeared. I read something the other day talking about the flu is back. The flu is back? Where did it go? So the flu and the sweet and sour sniffles were like tag team wrestlers. The flu is in there kicking ass. Here comes the sweet and sour sniffles. Here, tag me in. I got it. Flu, get out of here. I'm going to get in here and whoop ass for a while. And now the flu is back? How? How did we, whatever we did to get rid of it for a year, keep doing it? But the flu is back, you guys. Okay. That don't make no damn sense. Reina Gonzalez. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Oh, no, I'm coming up. I'm coming up on it, I think. Reina Gonza. There's a town near where I used to live called Gonzales, and we called it Gonza. Gonza, Chole, Green Pass, Castro, Police. Hold on, Reina. I'm getting to it. Ranson Shan, thank you, says, as a former fetus myself, I can say for 100% certainty that I didn't want to be snuffed out. Funny how abortion supporters suffer from depression. Yeah. You think that shit's not going to catch up to you? Do you think you just keep going, ew, I don't want it. Hot girl summer. And that's not going to catch up with you one day? This shit is like shots of tequila. You take a bunch of them right now, you don't feel shit. But in a couple hours, all of those shots are going to come back to see you. They probably think about that shit every day. And what do they always say? Well, what about incest and rape? That's all they got. And you tell them, all right, we'll give you that. Now, do you want to ban abortion other than those situations? Well, no. How else is China supposed to get all their body parts and their stem cells? Huh? How else are they supposed to stay young? How else are they supposed to keep keep Biden upright? You know, those damn stem cells. You need that young flesh and blood. Reggie, thanks for the Hamilton. Jericho, Big Hattie from Texas. Man, I finally caught the live. You Pacific Prime Zone living American. Get it to him. To the bristle. That's right, to the base. I'll give you this uncircumcised commentary all up in your ear to the bristle. You better put a towel right here so you don't get messy. Thank you, Reggie. Appreciate that, man. Glad you finally caught it live. We'll do it live. Appreciate that. Reina Gonzalez, don't worry, I didn't forget about you, girl. Here we go. Right here. Bam. Reina Gonzalez, thank you for the Hamilton. Good day, Mr. Jericho. Please wish my husband, Joaquin, a happy 58th birthday. Will you please use your quote? I most certainly will, Reina. Let me get a little. Hydrate, Joaquin. Remember that on your 58th birthday. Hydrate. Hey, Joaquin, happy fucking birthday, all right? I got your cake right here. Have a good one, man. Happy birthday. 58 years young. What piece of advice do you have for me, Joaquin, so I can make it to 58, happy and healthy? Sure appreciate that. Donkey King. Boom. Donkey King, thank you. They use HEK-293 4-flavor boosters, Soylent Green. Okay. Thank you for that. Is that it? I don't want to miss any. Another Donkey King. Thank you. It's awesome being as fertile as a Swiss meadow. No poke, no boost. And what was it? Last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, what's his name? Austin, the defense secretary. He got COVID for the second time in this year. He got it once in January, and he got it a couple of weeks ago in August. And he's been poked, I don't know how many times. He makes a junkie blush as many times as he's been poked with a damn needle. And he's the one who wore a mask and a face shield outside, and you still got it. No thanks. Because it seems to me that we're doing even better without getting it. Certainly not doing worse. So you went through all that shit, got all that junk put in you, allegedly, because we don't know. Are they really injecting these fucking elected officials, these cabinet members and shit? But we'll take it at face value. You're getting all this shit put into you, and you're still getting it twice in 1 year. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. And I certainly I don't want to see commercials in 10 years like those mesothelioma commercials. You know, did you work with asbestos and all that kind of shit? They're doing some class action lawsuit, which is probably going to happen, but on a scale that we've never seen. There isn't a business in history that has reached as many people as this damn Pope. It's a damn shame. It really is. I don't want to see my fellow Americans sick and dying from this shit. But, man, we all know people who jumped. We know people. I knew people, especially when I was working at Trader Joe's, all those fucking woke idiots, all those newly graduated college students with their degree in global studies and kitten theory or whatever. But they almost had an arrogance about them. Like, I got the poke. I'm so much better than you. Like they were arrogant about it. They were kind of assholes. Oh, you didn't get it. Mm-hmm. Well, now what? Now who looks like the jackass? Because you don't know what the fuck you put in there. You don't know what they put in. And it ain't helping. If I get a vaccine, I expect to not get what I was vaccinated for. Is that too far-fetched? Is that too stupid of me? That's what I'm thinking. That's why I got the shit. I told you before, when I was when I got to my first command after boot camp, when I got on board my ship, you had to take anthrax vaccine. It was a series of 6 shots, and it burned like hell. I mean, burned to where you're like, you couldn't concentrate on nothing else. That shit was on fire. But we got that in hopes that we wouldn't get it. Not a diminished version of it, not a weak version of anthrax. Not at all. You're taking this shit to make sure you don't get it at all. Forgive me for being so simplistic about it. Forgive me for being so old-fashioned. But that's why you take shit, so you don't get it. My mom, she has a scar on her arm, as I'm sure everybody does from her era, in her age group. She has a scar in her upper arm by her shoulder from the polio vaccine. Guess what my mom has never gotten? Polio. Her feet are fine. She never got polio because she got the vaccine. So now, this vaccine is different from any other because this one, it don't stop you from getting it all. You're going to get it, even though we told you in the beginning you wouldn't. But you'll still get it. It'll just be a diminished version. It'll be a weaker version. It'll be like COVID Light. You know, they got Coors Light, Bud Light. It's COVID Light. You're not going to get the real shit. You just get a lighter version of it. No thanks. No thanks. All right. Good gun. Here we go. Go. FL Nature Lover David. Does Jericho know what Soylent Green is? Yeah, it's a movie. Thank you. Anywho, good gun. Here we go. Amy Cakes, how do you know that? How do you know that Biden is a D student? He told us he graduated top of his class. Now, who am I going to believe? You? Or him? I think, good one, Steve Perry's Princess says Corona Light. But I think, Amy Cakes, I think if you took Biden's brain and put it in a bowl, and then you took Quaker Oats oatmeal, put it in a bowl, and then you put electrodes in both of them, for some reason, I think you're going to get more electric activity from the Quaker Oats. Am I wrong? That's just me. Because what he has currently inside of his skull, it ain't doing it. It ain't cutting it. Nitro Burp, a very, very small bowl. That's right. Not even a bowl. One of them little ramekins they give you like sauce in at a restaurant, like a little dipping bowl, like that. That would be the right size. Okay, good gun. I like this one. I think I'm gonna start looking up when the people who came with bad intentions to have a bad gun, it actually turned out to be a good gun. Here's what I mean. Robber shoots himself, bleeds, dies. A man found dead on an Oakland street early Saturday morning from a gunshot wound may have accidentally shot himself a short time earlier while robbing a Pinole liquor store, investigators say. Police found the body of, get ready for this name, Sharfiqua Williams. Damn it. Why would you name your child Sharfiqua? Sharfiqua Williams, 24. You know, before I go on, this name is spelled Sharffeequa. Here's something I learned from my brother. Years back, about 15 years ago, whatever, before he started the job he does now, he used to be a substitute teacher in Savannah, Georgia. And he had a lot of ghetto-ass black students, right? Which was a shame. And he had a student named Tion. And Tion's name was spelled Tionnee. Not sure why we had the EE. But he explained that shit to me. He said the reason is, in a lot of these cases, the single moms, they don't finish high school, so they don't know. So they spell shit the way it sounds. Now, Tion, Tion, or Tione. But Tionnee, she spelled it out phonetically, like how it sounds, because they didn't stick around in school long enough to learn how the English language works. And I'm sure that's the case with Sharfiqua. Sharffeequa. Now, what do you think that teacher thought when they looked down at that name the first day in class? Sharfiqua Williams, 24, about 1:15 a.m., after he apparently bled to death from a wound to his femoral artery. During the holdup of Appian Liquors, Williams initially placed the handgun on the counter so he could grab the cash from the register, Oakland Police Detective Phil Green said. But as Williams placed the gun back into his waistband, did you not learn anything from Plexico Burress? If you don't know who that is, at the time he was a wide receiver for the New York Giants. And he decided he needs to go out and get his party on, right? So instead of putting his gun, I don't know, in a holster and wearing some jeans or some pants with a belt loop in it to secure his firearm, he thought it was a good idea to carry a loaded firearm in the waistband of his sweatpants. Now, those of you who have ever handled a loaded handgun, you know it's kind of heavy. And those of you who have held a loaded handgun and worn sweatpants, you know that a drawstring is not enough to hold this heavy weapon. So what does he do? He goes in the club, puts it in his waistband. It starts to slide down his pant leg, as heavy things do with a drawstring. He reaches a gun, grabs it to stop it going down his pant legs, pulls a trigger, and shoots himself in the leg. Did Sharfiqua not learn anything from Plexico Burress? So the shooting was caught on security footage. A second suspect also took part in the robbery, and both men fled in a dark-colored vehicle similar to a Ford Crown Victoria. Investigators described the second suspect as a man in his, listen to this shit, as a man in his mid-20s who was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and black pants. A man. He look like a man. Spike and Manus, yes, he did die. He bled to death from shooting himself in the femoral artery from close range. But you hear that description? Investigators described the second suspect as a man in his mid-20s. Can you please get more vague? How about what color he was so we can, I don't know, narrow the search? Because right now we're just looking for a guy in his 20s. Tell me a little bit more about him. And maybe, since this is days later, maybe he's changed his clothes. Fucking people. And that was good gun. I'm telling you. I'm going to start doing more stories where the bad people shoot themselves. Because we normally think, bad people do bad things with their gun. But in some cases like this one, like Sharfiqua, a bad person did a good thing with their gun. Marky Mark, I shot my arm off. Remember that not too long ago, that 80-year-old store owner shot that fool in his arm with it. And he said, with a shotgun, he shot my arm off. Not quite, idiot. Ms. Pepsi Girl, thank you. Hey, this isn't the mall. Wish April a good day off. Sharfiqua. Holy shit. Authentically Kennedy, what up? Let me see. I see you give two. Let me do the first one. This one first. Thank you very much for the 50. Jericho, hello there. Why in the world did you choose to work at TJ's of all places? The most liberal crapshoot ever. I can hardly picture you shopping in there, let alone working. Did you survive? I did. I started working at Trader Joe's back in 2008, before all of this woke horse shit happened. And it wasn't like that in the beginning. I mean, of course you have people like that. You cast your net that wide, have a group of employees, 70 people as your group of employees. Yeah, you're going to get some of those people, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't so prevalent. It wasn't pushed by management. And there wasn't this societal pressure from the outside. So it was different. But that definitely aided in my decision to quit because it was just too much. There was a certain group of employees who were like the protected class, the alphabet soup group, the Ku Klux Klans. So they were free to roam the store and not do shit and say whatever they wanted. But those of us who may have had a conservative lean had to walk on eggshells and be careful what we say in front of people. And you know how many times I got pulled aside? You got to be careful at who might be listening. Someone might be over there, might hear you, and all these things. I remember we had this one manager. Oh, my goodness. I was talking about something in the morning before we opened. Later that day, he comes up to me, and he was being offended for somebody else. Just weak bitch shit like that. So recently it has gotten that way. I'd say in the last 5 years, it's just turned into a fucking liberal circle jerk, and it's disgusting. So yeah, it definitely helped me get the fuck out of there. But I was definitely one of few who thought the way that I think, and I was on an island, but I didn't give a shit. I never got harassed into doing anything or changing anything the way I think or nothing like that. Whenever they gave it to me, I gave it right back. But I don't miss it. Authentically Kennedy, again, thank you for the Hamilton. She says, unless you're working at the Fresno Traders, that one is gangster. I don't want to do anything in Fresno. I go to the zoo there once a year with my mom and my kids and my wife, but that's it. Fresno, I am cool with that. Fresno is crazy as hell. But Trader Joe's does a good job of kind of staying away from the riffraff. They usually put them in pretty good areas. But yeah, it is. It's the executives, I guess, of Trader Joe's. Yeah, it's a liberal shithole. Kai Johnson from the UK. There was someone here who blew his foot off with a 12 gauge climbing over a wall to rob a house. Criminals are stupid everywhere. Oh, man. Hey, thank you for that, Kai. But the first thing you learn, and could be the most important thing, trigger discipline. That means you don't put your finger on that trigger until you are ready to shoot. I don't care if you have your gun out. You don't put your finger on that trigger. You keep your finger just like this on the side of the gun above the trigger guard, between the trigger guard and the slide, right in between that sweet spot. That's where you keep your finger until you're ready to go, even if your gun is out. So why you would be doing anything like running or jumping with your finger on the trigger, because that's the only way guns go off. Are there extenuating circumstances? Yes, I heard a story once of a guy who was driving down a really bumpy road. He robbed these people in Oregon. He had all their shit, even stole the vehicle he was driving in. It was a really bumpy road. The gun went off and shot him in the head and killed him. That was per a police report. So it happens. But 9 times out of 10, the only way your gun is gonna go off is if you pull the trigger, because that's how guns are designed. The trigger is what makes everything else happen. These people are stupid as shit. You were climbing over a wall with your finger on the trigger of a 12 gauge? You're lucky all you lost was your foot, you idiot. That was real stupid, Governor. What a dumbass. What a bullocks. So Brian King B. Falcon says you should do a dumbest criminal segment. I might do that. I have a feeling the content for that might be endless. Remember hearing about Dirk Plexiglass says Alec Baldwin begs to differ, sir. Yes, he does. Because according to him, that thing just fucking went off. He didn't do nothing. But I remember hearing a story. You guys may have heard the same thing. This guy was robbing a school, stealing computers from a school. So you're an extra piece of shit stealing from kids. And he took a brick, threw it out the window of the school. Little did he know that schools have plexiglass windows. So the brick hits the glass, the window, comes back and hits him in his forehead and knocks him the fuck out. Because, bricks and foreheads don't mix. He hit that fool, laid him out. I'm talking Snow Angel laid out. He was done. He's probably snoring. And the cops come and get his ass. I know sometimes a cop's job, and probably more often than not, a cop's job is very difficult. But on days like that, that's easy money. That's easy money. You get the call and show up, and the perpetrator is laid out like this, asleep. What? He chucked that brick like he thought it was going to go through. And the plexiglass said, no, I'm stronger than that. Sent it right back, returned the sender right to his forehead, knocked him the fuck out. You guys ever see that clip? All right, Brian King B. Falcon says, hey, this isn't the mall. Don't you forget about me. He forgets about everything. But there's that video where the guy is sitting, he's out in the desert or something. He's sitting there with a 50 cal rifle and he shoots at it. And apparently he's shooting at a metal target. And he shoots and you hear that shit go ping. And then zoom, you hear it come back and it knocks his fucking hearing protection and his hat off his head. You know that dude shit his pants. You come no closer to death than that. A 50 cal, I don't care if it's ricocheting. And then you hear it, zoom, came back, boom, knocked his shit off. He said, we're done shooting for today. Pack it up. But don't you want to pack it up? I'm done. I've used up all my luck. All of it. All 9 lives were used up right there. That shit's hilarious. Don't forget mygreengear.com. JerichoGreen.net. So let's talk about it, shall we? I'm going to play this audio. Again, shout out to my man, Gian. And it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right. Here we go. Check it out.
Let this sink in. An opinion piece from a vaccinated Australian writer is what it's.
Okay, here we go.
Vaccinated Australian writer is what it's called. If COVID was a battlefield, it would still be warm with the bodies of the unvaccinated. Thankfully, the mandates are letting up and both sides of the war stumble back to the new normal. The unvaccinated are the heroes of the last 2 years, as they allowed us all to have a control group in the great experiment and highlight the shortcomings of COVID vaccines. The unvaccinated carry many battle scars and injuries, as they are the people we tried to mentally break. Yet no one wants to talk about what we did to them and what they forced the science to unveil. We knew that the waning immunity of the fully vaccinated had the same risk profile as others within society as the minority of the unvaccinated, yet we marked them for special persecution. You see, we said that they had not done the right thing for the greater good by handing their bodies and medical autonomy over to the state. Many of the so-called health experts and political leaders in Australia admitted the goal was to make life almost unlivable for the unvaccinated, which was multiplied many times by the collective mob, with the fight taken into workplaces, friendships, and family gatherings. Today, the hard truth is none of it was justified, as we took a quick slide from righteousness to absolute cruelty. We might lay the blame on our leaders and health experts for the push, but each individual within society must be held accountable for stepping into the well laid out trap. We did this despite knowing full well that principled opposition is priceless when it comes to what goes inside our bodies, and we let ourselves be tricked into believing that going into another ineffective lockdown would be the fault of the unvaccinated and not the fault of the toxic policy of ineffective vaccines. We took pleasure in scapegoating the unvaccinated because after months of engineered lockdowns by political leaders blinded by power, having someone to blame and turn to burn at the stake felt good. We believed we had logic, love, and truth on our side, so it was easy to wish death upon the unvaccinated. Those of us who ridiculed and mocked the non-compliant did it because we were embarrassed by their courage and principles and didn't think the unvaccinated would make it through unbroken. And we turned the holdouts into punching bags. Lambie, Carr, Chant, Andrews, McGowan, Gunner, and the other cast of hundreds in prominent roles. And we here in America, we could add Fauci and the rest of them, and Biden in prominent roles need to be held to account for vilifying the unvaccinated in public and fueling angry social media mobs. The mobs, the masked Nazis, and the vaccine disciples have been embarrassed by betting against the unvaccinated because mandates only had the power we gave them. It was not compliance that ended domination by big pharma companies, Bill Gates and his many organizations, and the World Economic Forum. It was thanks to the people we tried to embarrass, ridicule, mock, and tear down. We should all try and find some inner gratitude for the unvaccinated as we took the bait by hating them because their perseverance and courage bought us the time to see we were wrong. So if mandates ever return for COVID or any other disease or virus, hopefully more of us will be awake and see the rising authoritarianism that has no concern for our well-being and is more about power and control. The war of the unvaccinated was lost, on the unvaccinated was lost. And we should all be very thankful for that.
Boom. Perfect. Because those of us who didn't get that shit and who, spoke about it. Oh, someone asked who is speaking. Let me see. It doesn't say who was speaking, but it's a guy who's on this show called The High Wire. And yeah, it was an Australian writer who wrote that letter. And I saw some people in here, Lord German Husband, or what up. She was saying how she almost lost her job refusing to get that shit. Same here. Working for Trader Joe's, they were saying, well, you have to take tests once a week, and each negative test will buy you another 7 days of work. And I didn't like that shit. It's almost like you're doing me a favor. I understand you're my employer, but who the fuck do you think you are? You're buying me another week of work like I was supposed to be thankful for that? That was the final straw, man. That really pissed me off, especially as much as I did for my company. I went above and beyond. I'm not a bare minimum type of dude. I went above and beyond at work. I didn't, it wasn't, it's not my job. I didn't make that mess. I'm just going to do the bare minimum. That wasn't it. So when they came back at me with like some corporate shit like that, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Kenneth Jackson, I did hear about that story. I might talk about it. That was a fucking shame. Aqib Talib's brother who shot this Pop Warner coach over some bullshit. That's what over-emotional men do who are saturated with estrogen raised by their single mama in the hood. That's what they do. They can't handle their emotions. But threatening to take people's livelihood away, you can't go in here unless you got the poke, and you're not allowed here unless you got the poke. And you're in state parks and shit. You closing them down? That's my tax money. You don't tell me I can't go in there. But if you don't have it, you can't come in here. Walking up to people, oh, you don't have a mask, sir. Can you put on a mask? Fuck you. Get out of my face. Putting up, how many businesses you went to? They did this shit at Trader Joe's. Put up this piece of plexiglass. No, you're not encased in plexiglass. It's not airtight. It's just a piece of plexiglass hanging from the ceiling. It's a sneeze guard. This is the worst shit ever, and you put up a sneeze guard? Remember when they used to have smoking and non-smoking sections? The smoke never said, whoa, 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 stop, smoke. We got to head back. This is the non-smoking section. No, that shit would float on over wherever the fuck it wanted to. It was all bullshit. And those of us who were like, I don't know about that, herd immunity, things of that nature. You can't get it from this. You can't get it from that. It's bullshit. All these things we were saying from the jump. No, Biden's old crusty ass got up there. Oh, there's an empty seat at your breakfast table because you didn't get the poke. You killed your grandma. You don't care if you don't get the poke. You don't care about your fellow Americans. All that shit. OSHA. Damn Supreme Court had to stop OSHA from fucking us over, saying it's unconstitutional to take somebody's job because they don't get this experimental shit that you just whipped up 20 minutes ago. You just made this shit. And because I'm not breaking my neck to have you stick it in me, there's something wrong with me? All you got to do is look at who's pushing it. That's all you got to do. None the miser. I've never seen an employee cleaning plexiglass. Exactly. But you're going to get all pissed off and start calling us names, saying that we don't care about our fellow man, but carry that argument over to abortion, and all of a sudden it's your body and nobody can tell you shit. Those weak-ass politicians should have taken that stance on the poke. Who am I to tell you what to do with your body? Exactly. I don't care what you put in your body, so don't worry about what I put in mine. Just think over the last 2.5 years, the shit we've been through. Shutting down, lockdown. I couldn't take my kids to the park. But now, it's all good, guys. Hey, it went away. Hey, it was like a fart. Yeah, it stunk real bad for a little bit, but it went away. It just dissipated. Bye, sweet and sour sniffles. Like steam. It's gone. What do you mean? Hey, come on. Wait, hey, come on, American citizens. Why are you always bringing up old shit? Huh? Why are you talking about 2.5 years? That's old shit. That's behind us. Let's move on. The CDC, the marching band leader of this shit, says, well, we messed up. Sorry. Oh, you didn't feel so sorry when you were up on your high horse commanding us and telling us what we needed to do, or else. Where was your timid nature then? Oh, we're sorry. We're going to do a reset. This isn't a blown socket. What do you mean a reset? You need to close down. That's what you need to do. After this, why do we need the CDC? They didn't tell me nothing that I couldn't find out on my own. As a matter of fact, the shit they told me was a lie. The shit they told me was dangerous. Why do we need the CDC? I don't see, unless there's some new shit coming down the pipe, I don't see why we need them. They admitted that they botched the handling of COVID, end quote. That's a direct quote from the CDC. So if you botched something on this level, if you botched something on a worldwide level, why should I trust you to do anything else? The CDC is worthless. The CDC needs to join the NAACP. An outdated, unuseful group. They had their time. It was good while it lasted, but now you need to go away. Because with the information age, we'll figure it out. We'll get together with like-minded people on Instagram, on YouTube, or whatever text chain, a text thread. We'll figure it out together. Because as a group, we are smarter than the CDC. All these doctors and their acronyms and their degrees. MBA, MCA, ADD, RN, I don't give a fuck what you got. My high school diploma is better than all that shit you got. What you need to do with all your degrees, put them in a paper shredder and then line the bottom of a bird cage and allow a parrot to shit on them. Because that's what they're for. This is a dangerous organization. They are absolutely useless. Get rid of the fucking CDC. John Lennon, thank you for the Twomsky. How can I find that clip? I want my family to see it. Thank you for sharing some truth. The stories about crooks shooting themselves is hilarious. Isn't it? Don't you love it when a bad guy hurts himself? Love it. John Lennon, you, I think I put it up on my Instagram. I did. If you go on my Instagram page at JG Talk, I have that under my stories. And if you're not on Instagram, if you shoot me an email, jerichogreen2018@gmail.com, I'll try to get it to you. But it's perfect. What that man wrote in that letter was perfect. And what made it even more powerful is that he was on their side. He was the one who got poked. He was the one looking down his nose at the unpoked. And he's man enough to admit we were wrong. We owe these people an apology. Now, in a regular society, you do you, I do me, no problem. But we're in what was the guy's name on Home Improvement? He used to look over the fence all the time. You can see right here. Now we're all up in each other's business. Well, what are you doing? Are you poking yourself? Don't worry about it. Worry about your fucking business. All these memes and shit because I know people who are crazy far left motherfuckers. I'm talking as far left as you can go without falling off of earth. And I would look at their posts on Instagram. Oh, it was bad. Oh, it was bad. You stupid, unpoked sons of bitches believe the science. So-and-so said so. You're a piece of shit if you don't. All that bullshit. And look at me now. Like Ice Cube said, how you like me now? Huh? I'm up here with you. I'm up here living the same life you live. I can go where I want to go now. I don't got to quarantine. I don't got to do shit no more. So why'd you do that if we're both going to end up in the same spot? I'd rather end up right here where you are, doing the same shit you're doing without some experimental juice flowing through my veins, laying dormant in my system, waiting to attack me later. No thanks. Oh, you should have seen them. You should have seen them, especially when they said, if you get the poke, you can take your mask off. Buddy? You like fresh air, buddy? You don't like cloth mask over your face, buddy? You take poke in your arm, you take mask off, and you can do whatever you want, buddy. No, don't worry about the fine print, buddy. Just take the poke and you can take your mask off. No more breathing your stinky morning breath in your face. Take the poke, take off the mask. It's just like in the 70s where the ladies were burning their bras, brother. Don't you want to be like the ladies who were showing their tits, brother? Take the poke, take off your mask, buddy. Mm-hmm. Stephen Turner, thank you. Cheddar Bob equals that idiot. Yeah, hey, shout out to Cheddar Bob, man. He was a guy from 8 Mile who was taking his gun out to defend Eminem and shot himself in the leg. That's right, Marky Mark, my friend, buddy. I remember that shit being overseas, all the little Arab pimps. Hey, brother, buddy, you like girl, buddy? You come over here, see girl, brother. Come on, buddy, you take poke, you take off her mask, huh? Fresh air. Mm-hmm. 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 How'd that go for you guys? Luke Reed. It's a cool name. UK pureblood. Never tested either. U.S. alphabet agencies are all criminal. Too bad Trump is a big pharma simp. What? Now, Luke Reed, by that, do you mean when Trump basically made the vaccine available? Now, I've talked about this before. I'm not a Trump can do no wrong kind of person. Anybody can do wrong. We've all done wrong. But I believe that Trump was in a unique position. He was under a lot of pressure from not only the U.S. government, but the world community to do something to release this vaccine. Now, what I do like about Trump is that he doesn't force it on people. He doesn't push it. I think if Trump were still in office, had he had a second term, there wouldn't have been this push to make people do it. That's the difference. If Trump wants to say, look, I took it, I think you can, and he does say that. I took it. I think it'll help you. If you want it, take it. If not, don't. That is the perfect scenario. That's how it should have been handled. I took it. This is what I think. You do what you want to do. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see it as he was duped by Big Pharma or he's a simp for them. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is. But I've never heard Trump say anything like forcing people to get it. He can do what he wants with his body. He can liquefy dog shit and put it in his veins. I don't care. He can tell me to do it. I don't care. As long as you don't have people making me do it or taking pieces of my life away, places I go away until I do it, or if I don't do it, that's where I have a problem. But as far as that, I don't think that about Trump. But if you do, hey, that's cool, man. Let's see. Luke, where are you? Luke responded. Okay, he says, only recently Trump said these vaccines were mankind's greatest ever achievement. He also has big pharma people on stage at his talks. Hey, man, again, Trump can say what he wants. He can do what he wants. I don't agree with everything that he says or he does. But as long as he doesn't push it on me, and as long as he doesn't make it to where you can't do certain things if you don't, I don't care, to be honest. You know, that's him. As long as that doesn't permeate into my life, hey, he can do what he do. He can do what he wanna. But that's how it's done. That's how it should be. Obviously, Luke Reed and I don't agree 100%, but there was no disrespect exchanged. And as far as I'm concerned, he's a cool dude. Agree to disagree. Hold on. These comments are jumping quick. So yeah, anyway, that's what I think about that. But it's so funny how everybody now, in a perfect world, the same people who were pedal to the metal with this shit, and everybody gets it, or you hate your countrymen. I wish those same people would come out and be like, sorry, we were wrong, our bad, should have been such a dick. But people who did that kind of shit, they're not going to do that. It's not in them. They still don't think they've done anything wrong. They're still going to line up to get their 8th fucking poke and their 12th boost. Go ahead, man. That's your body. I don't give a damn. You go right ahead, but I'm not doing that shit. And this should have drained us of our trust of the government. I think those of us who are like-minded, exactly, Swamp Fox 1732 says, I hate everybody equally. And you can respect that. You can respect that. But these little, everybody over there is racist, and you're the most racist motherfucker ever, those are the people you can't trust. If people tell you straight up, this is what I think, fuck you all. I respect that. But I wish all those people who are like that would come out and say, hey, we were wrong. Because it turns out we were right. This shit just went away. You can't do this to us and then just go away. What do you mean? What the fuck? You turned our life upside down. And now it's all good. And you're not making this huge announcement that it's gone? Bastards, man. But that should have drained us of our trust of the government. Fauci. Just because you got a doctor in front of your name, that don't mean shit. We should not trust any of them. The CDC, and we get enamored by these. Oh, CDC, you're the center for disease control. You're the authority on what's going on and what we need to look out for and how we can keep ourselves safe. You're the center. This is where we need to come to the CDC when we need to know what's going on with diseases and things of that nature. We can't. Do you remember during the pandemic, these fools put something up on their website and then took it down and apologized? You're the CDC. You don't put up false things on your website because people go there to find out the right information. And you're up there uploading bullshit. Are bad. If that didn't take your trust for them away, hopefully this will. Because the CDC is doing a reset. Like they're having construction. Like they're getting remodeled. It's a reset. That's why Fauci's getting his bitch ass out of here. He sees it coming. He sees writing on the wall. Sunny Singh, thank you. Great show as always, JG. Got my first firearm here in California, Springfield XD 9mm subcompact. Range time is always a good time. I'm going to try that pie spot next. Yes, do that. Or they think you're talking about the farm that's in Salinas off of South Main Street. Don't go in there, Sonny, unless you're ready for serious apple pie. Get that pie. They got the whole pie or they got a slab. It's not a triangle piece. It's a rectangular piece. It's a slab. Get that. Get one or two of those. Take it home. I know, Sonny. You're going to see it. You're going to smell it. You're going to want to get into it right then and there. Don't, Sonny. Okay? Exercise some restraint. Go home. Warm it up. Put a scoop of vanilla ice cream on that bitch. And have a clean pair of underwear next to you. Because you're going to climax. All right? Congratulations on getting your first firearm. Believe me, you're about to open up a can of worms. You're about to open up Pandora's box, Sonny, because it won't be your last. You done started something. You're going to get more. It's great. Good for you. Everybody, go get a firearm legally. Okay? Get a firearm. Go to the range as often as you can. Get good with that thing. Get confident with that thing. Because the police, they're a reactionary force. They don't come till they're called, and they're not called until something happened. All right? You want to stay alive so you can be talking to the police, not being talked about by the police because you're laying on the ground under a white sheet. Congratulations, Sonny. Welcome to the club. You're going to like it. I promise you're going to love it. Guns are funny shit. Guns are fun as shit. Kai Johnson says, someone give me a green card so I can get one. I'm gonna make some green cards. I got some shit in the works, people. It's gonna be hilarious. Mitchell McNeely, don't be pled, all right? I knew I couldn't get through a live stream without somebody being pled in the comment section. Mitchell McNeely says, hair pie? No, Mitchell, that's not what I was talking about. I was not telling Sonny to go get a slice of vagina. Although if Sonny wants to do that, do your thing, man. But I was talking about apple pie from the farm, Mitchell McNeely, prevert. Jesus Knight 72. Are you from Salinas? Because he says, man, that's good pie. Or were you talking about the hair pie too, Jesus? Two pleb people in here. I knew it. No, Lord German Husbando. You're not going to climax on the pie. You're going to climax from the pie. Ugh. Sonny, don't listen to them, all right? But the pie is that good. It is that good. Or maybe just eat it with your pants off so then you don't have to clean up anything. Just eat it in the shower. The vegan cat, I don't know. I don't know if you can order online. Check it out. It's called The Farm in Salinas, California. If you can, it's worth it. I ain't bullshitting you. That crust, come on. Because that's the most important part. Crust of the pie. Anybody can do apples and cinnamon and brown sugar and shit. But that crust, oh, man. You can put that crust around a piece of cat shit and I'll take a bite. Nitro Burp says, Biden quit if I'm super chatting $100. If that's what it takes, go ahead and try it. Nitro Burp, go ahead and super chat $100 and we'll see if he steps down. If he does, I'll give it right back to you. If he does, I'll give you $200. Brian King B. Falcon, more play activity. I expect this from other people, but I don't expect this from you, Brian. He says, CDC, these nuts. Very mature, Brian. We used to say that to each other all the time when I was in high school. Hey, man, did they talk to you? Who? These nuts. That shit was so much fun, man. Hey, they want you over there. Who? These nuts. I miss high school. Cyclone 8974, thank you. It says, we're from the government and we're here to help. Yeah, government always helps because every time the government gets involved, things get better, right? Every time the government gets involved, it gets better, it gets easier for us. It gets more beneficial for us, right? That's what they say. That's what they say. Okay, guys, so don't forget, mygreengear.com, jerichogreen.net. Cold water. And I really enjoy the benefits of C60 Evo organic olive oil when I take it daily. My mind is sharper, I have more energy and endurance. I sleep deeper and wake up feeling more refreshed, which is amazing. C60 Evo delivers pure C60, ESS60 infused skin serums, lip balms, and pet formulas that deliver excellent results. They got a proven track record of 31 years and my personal recommendation. Get C60 Evo organic products to enjoy the incredible benefits yourself or use my link to get 10% off of your purchase. Damn it. Sounds good to me. So, Berkeley. UC Berkeley. Well, that sounds good. UC Berkeley, it's out in California. My kids will get an education, beautiful surroundings. They'll learn how to be more inclusive. It'll make them a better person. Send them to school at UC Berkeley. Don't, unless you want your son or daughter to come back as a Klansman, don't send them to UC Berkeley because it says off-campus UC Berkeley student housing bans white people from the common areas. Let me say that again for you in the back. Off-campus UC Berkeley student housing bans white people from the common areas. Keep your white ass out of here. Why? I'm not sure, but hopefully we'll find out. An off-campus housing co-op, I hate that word co-op, makes me think of hippies, for the University of California, Berkeley students ban white people from entering common spaces to avoid white violence. What? Sparking criticism that the policy inflames racial tensions. Oh, you think? You know what we would say back in the day? Yeah, we know that, you idiots. This does inflame racial tensions when you get a bunch of racists. Let me look something up real quick. UC Berkeley tuition. In-state tuition is $14,300. Out-of-state tuition is $44,000. So you're paying, if you're from out of state, $44,000 a year to go to this glorified Klan meeting. The 5-story, 30-room, person of color theme house. What the fuck does that mean? What's a person of color themed house? Near the school requires students to declare their race when signing in and to announce when they're bringing white guests into the building, according to the house rules, leaked onto Reddit. And it has a screenshot of the house rules. Have you had your drop of anger blood yet? From here, or here? No? Okay, get ready. POC house guest rules. Guest limit per home member is 5 guests. All guests must wear masks in common spaces. Here we go. Always announce guests in the guest chat if they will be in the common spaces with you and if they are white. So make sure you announce, hey, I'm bringing some white people in here. Guests are allowed in common spaces, but please be mindful. If there are house members in the room beforehand, white guests are not allowed in common spaces. So if you're a white kid, you're a white college kid, and you made a black friend, if you unfortunately friended one of these woke little racist bastards, and you want to go kick it at their dorm, and you're white, sorry, stop at the door. But I don't want to hear it. Stop at the door. You're the wrong color to come in here. That sounds like something. Didn't we deal with that? But except it wasn't white people, it was black people that they were telling. Man. So the building, which houses up to 56 students, a few blocks from the university, also urges students to avoid bringing family members that express bigotry. Okay, so you got a family member, hey man, I don't like your kind, not my daughter. I guess you can't bring them there. Ooh, here we go. Here's the language that's going to piss you off. Here's the language that's going to make you mad. If you're a man and you say this next sentence 3 times in a row, your testicles will disappear. Queer, black, and indigenous members should not have to avoid common spaces because of homophobic or racist parents or family members, the rules state. Queer, but you see what they put before black? Queer. That's that Voltron syndrome. We're all the same. These people not liking trans and gay people is just like racism. Queer is just like the word nigger. We're the same. So now you're lumped together with these crazy fucks. Indigenous members. How many Indians go to this school? And I don't mean the push start, I mean the pull start. How many Indians do you think go to UC Berkeley? The building was set up by the Berkeley Student Cooperative to bring affordable housing to low-income, first-generation immigrant and marginalized students of color. Low income, if you're low income, you don't go to UC Berkeley. The fuck? Here we go. One mixed race student who claimed to have lived at the house said their presence as a light-skinned person was not received well. and they were called slurs. So you can be racist as long as you're the right color. But if you're the wrong color, you can't be racist. Okay. I was not allowed to let my dad enter the house because he's white, the student wrote. Get the fuck out of here. If I was that white dad, not only am I going to come up in here, I'm coming up in here with some empty boxes, some duct tape, and a dolly because I'm moving my kid the fuck out of this 1950s flashback to Jim Crow. We're getting the fuck out of here. And I dare one of you weak, soft handshake, deep V-neck wearing, purple hair dirt fuckers to touch me. Because I will beat the patchouli oil out of your fucking hair. I wish one of you little punks would brush up against me. I beat your ass. I will grab you and whoop everybody's ass with you. He's weak. How is this okay? How is this okay? That you say white kids, man, every white student in that school should show up to that housing. But they won't. You know why? Because they're a bunch of weak bitch progressives. Oh, I understand their pain. I'm a white person. I don't understand what it's like to be shut up. You're at Berkeley. None of you kids live in the real world. You're a bunch of fucking rich hippies. They can play around with shit like this. They can have their cosplay bullshit. Because your life is still paid for by your parents. That's why you got time to fuck around and worry about, are there white people in our common space? How about you take your stupid ass to the library? Don't worry about your common space. Get your ass to the library and give your parents their money's worth. You believe that shit? Queer, black, and indigenous people. Oh, that shit makes me sick. I hate weak ass people. Adam Ratliff, Assistant Director of Media Relations and Critical Communications, told the Post that the co-op housing is not run by the university and that it's not the school's role to comment. Well, it's housing for the students that go to your school. You think you might want to say something about it? Because if it was white student housing and they said they didn't want black kids there, I guarantee you UC Berkeley would have a comment. If a bunch of white students got together and put a Confederate flag in the comment area and said, you niggers can't enter, I guarantee you that the president or the dean or whatever it's called of UC Berkeley would release a statement quicker than a cat can lick his ass. That's quick. I guarantee you they'd have something to say then. But since it's the black kids and it's the white kids, they don't give a shit. And how long do they think this is going to go on? How long until these white kids get tired of this shit? How long until white people get tired of this shit? Oh, my goodness. I would love that. I would love for one of my kids to go to this school. I'm paying $40,000 for you to go there. And my white wife goes up in there to visit her kids that she birthed and she helped raise. Okay? She goes up in there and they say, hey, white woman, you can't come up in here. She-yit. That's 2 words. She-yit. She-yit. You ain't telling my wife nothing unless you got a refund. You got a refund check so I can get my money back and get my kid out of here? Oh, you don't? Get the fuck out of my face before I make you eat those fucking piss-smelling braids growing out of your hair, them dreads. Hey, we don't want you in here, man. You're too white, man. Please. I'd stick you up your own ass. You ain't telling me shit, you little punk. You don't even pay for nothing yet. Everything you got is in your parents' name. Who the fuck are you? Racism. Why do they turn a blind eye to this type of racism? This is racism. And you tell my wife that, you better hope you get to deal with me and not her. You better hope I'm the one for you to deal with. Shh, man, please. FMZO says defund lib colleges. Not one dime of federal money should go to colleges like this. Amy Cake, CRT, exactly. This is what CRT gives you. This is what CRT gives you. A bunch of kids who think it's okay to go around being racist because they're people of color. No, it makes it worse. Because allegedly, you know what it's like to feel racism and you perpetrate it on someone else. That's like someone who gets their ass beat by their parents and then you grow up to beat your kids. Don't you know what that's like? Don't you know what that's like to run in fear when you hear that car pull up and you're going to put that on your kids? You're worse. You are fucking worse. And you students of color, it's so hard being black in America. You know what racism like? Then why are you doing it to them? It's called maturity. It's called saying, okay, your people were racist against mine. That's cool. We're moving on. I'm not going to put the shoe on the other foot and do that to you. It's called maturity. Ron Rodriguez, thank you. He says, a lot of people that I know quit talking to me when they knew I didn't get the poke. I didn't really want to talk to them anyway. I feel lucky. That's a win-win. Man, if you want to cut me out of your life because I didn't get some experimental medicine, you can kiss, like Delary said in Harlem Nights, underrated comedy. You can kiss my entire ass. Not just the cheeks. You kiss the whole thing. And I'm going to make sure you kiss my ass after I've been out here running hills for an hour. So you get all the juice. Kiss my ass. Is that how fragile our friendship or relationship was? That because I don't want to get something that doesn't affect you, you don't want to talk to me? Fuck you. And then when it comes out that I was right, fuck you even more. Don't come back and try to be cool with me no more. Please. My wife knew somebody, she put out this Facebook post. If you voted for Trump, then man, fuck you. You're gonna cut me off because of who I voted for, man? I wish you would have told me earlier so I wouldn't have wasted my time with your punk ass. Like that hurts me. Like I care. That's BBs off a battleship. Pew! Oh, fuck here, man. Authentically Kennedy, thank you very much again for the Hamilton. I love situations like this. So what would they tell people like me who are half black and white? Only half of me can come in? You want the upper or lower half? Turds. I'd give them the back half. Yeah, exactly. So let's say, yeah, your white parent wanted to come in. I guess they could. I guess your black parent, I guess when they're moving you into the dorm, your white parent would bring your stuff to the door and then the black parent would take it from the door and take it to your room. Since they're not allowed in there. Not allowed in there, then you're not allowed to have my money. What parent would pay for this? What parent would find out about this and pay for this? And what parent would find out that their kids are one of these little racist bastards and not do something about it? If I found out that my kids were like that, I'm going to say something about it because I didn't raise you to be that way. But this is the childlike behavior. This is the childlike behavior that is celebrated. This is childish. You did something to me, then I'm going to do something, and nothing was ever done to them. You're a rich kid if you go to Berkeley. You ain't had no hard times in your life. You ain't ever experienced no racism. Get out of here with that bullshit. But for them to be out in the open like this and Berkeley has nothing to say, oh, it's off campus, so it's not Berkeley. Bullshit. These are white kids. You be down there right now. You be down there with a basin and some water washing those black kids' feet. Oh, I'm so sorry you experienced racism. I'm such a piece of shit because I'm white. I hate white people. I can't stand people that do that. I work with some dumb bitches like that. I hate white people. White people are so dumb. You're white. Shut your ass up. Stop acting stupid. You think some colored person will be like, oh, you're so down because you hate white people? You're an idiot. They'll chop your ass up first because you have no respect for your own fucking people. God, it makes me sick. That bullshit about California's nice and kind and inclusive, it's a lie. It is a lie. Don't come out here thinking you're going to get away from racism. Don't do that to yourself. You come out to California, you're running into racism. That California of old, that Golden State is dead and gone. Like my dad would say, it's dead and stinking. It's bloated, it's decomposing, it's out of here. That California is dead. You know, the South gets a lot of the praise for being racist. Oh, that's where racism came from. Well, move over, South. Move over, South, because here comes the left coast. There are a bunch of racists out here. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe it. California's a racist shithole more than any of these southern states. Not a dime of federal money should go to these assholes. Thank you, Christopher V, for the super sticker. Authentically Kenny says, can't they file a civil rights lawsuit? Why is no one doing this? Probably don't want to be called racist. They're stupid. Stupidity, I guess. That's the first thing I would do. I'm sorry, what? I can't come in here because of what? Shit. 1-800-LAWYER. I got a winner for you. Oh, guaranteed. I got it on tape. Yep. I'll be right down. Slam dunk. It's over. You told me I can't come in here because of the color of my skin? Shit. I'm about to give me those pants because I'm about to sue them off of you. Give it up. All this shit's mine. Everything you got's mine. Joe Dix says, why are liberals so gay? Yeah, great question. Great question. Lord German Husbando Jericho for California governor. I don't know if the machine wants me. I don't know if the machine wants me. Man, first the words out of my mouth is governor would be, hey, liberals, eat a dick. Oh, man. I know it's been a long time since an official got assassinated, but they probably be gunning for me. The purple, that's right. It says white guilt hurts everyone. That's what I'm talking about. Why are they laying down for this shit and taking it? What are you talking about? You're paying for your kids to go to that school and they're not allowed somewhere because they're white? Okay, let's say that's the case. The school ain't got shit to say about it because we're not on this campus. So because it's not on campus, then how come there's no other group out there doing something about it? Because they are not letting people inside of a building because of the color of their skin. That's called racism. Do something about it. They would. Only the kids were white. If only it was some white kids doing this, you'd have every news outlet in the world at their front door. At their front door. This is the worst. The president of the university, everybody who's ever gone to that university would have something to say. And because of her California connections, they bring out that cackling Ahua Kamala Harris, because those are her old stomping grounds. Berkeley, the Bay Area, San Francisco. That's where she made a name for herself. I bet you she'd have something to say. But no, black kids doing it. Let them do it. It's not their fault. It's not their fault because they're people of color. Let them do it. Let them act up. Let them have their tantrum. That's what you do with children, right? That's what you do with a child that you don't take seriously. You let them act up. Let them get it out of their system. But they wouldn't let white kids do that. Why? Because white kids are held to a higher standard. White kids are expected to do certain things. Black kids are not. A certain level of performance is expected from white kids, white students. That's not expected from black kids. That's why they're allowed to act like that, because you don't expect much from them. That's exactly why. If white kids did this, outrage. Black kids do it, nobody cares. Because they don't know any better. They're children. But what about the white kids? You'd be ready to burn them at the fucking stake. Not the black kids. No. Here. I need to get some white gloves like this. Because that's how you handle the Fabergé eggs. You know, those very expensive, very delicate pieces of jewelry. You have to shh, very, very quiet, very careful. Shh. They're black people. And they're not offended by that? They're not offended by the bigotry of low expectations? We don't expect much from you, so do what you want. Oh my goodness. People. Hold on, Lord German Husband. Let me find it. That shit just don't make. This is Alice in Wonderland. Why do I not hear somebody screaming off with their heads in the distance? Where's that caterpillar with all the pipes? Who are you? Where's the rabbit that has to be somewhere? He's late for a very important date. And the Mad Hatter. Where are they? Because we are definitely down the Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole. Because what used to be is now happening on the other side. Up is down, down is up. Now racism's okay. There it is. Demolish UC Berkeley. I'm down. Give me a bulldozer. I'll be the first one in to tear that place to the ground. Because that's what they deserve. I'll be the first one. Like them old movies from the 80s where they want to tear down the community center. They got the bulldozers waiting outside and the kids are blocking them. I'll be the first one in that damn bulldozer. Mental medalist wife, thank you. Don't watch the new League of Their Own. Every scene that's gay sex and gender crap. I knew it. Not that I was a big fan of the original movie, but I knew it would be that. I'm going to talk about something tomorrow. They got this She-Hulk TV show. Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh. I'm going to play a clip that I found today, and it is fucking horrible. After watching this clip, I don't see how anybody could watch it. I mean, dripping with woke. Dripping. It's such a turnoff. Nobody wants to hear that shit. I'm trying to be entertained, not lectured. Nobody wants to hear that shit from a TV show. Just entertain, blow shit up, smash thing, Hulk smash. It's not Hulk bitch. It's not Hulk bitch about shit. It's Hulk smash. Pick up something heavy and throw it across the city. Don't tell me how you get mansplained. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, guys. It's bad. And we're going to talk about it mañana. Jose Torres, that's right. Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. They wanted to tear down Miracles. They had the bulldozers waiting out front. And the kids were breakdancing on them and shit. So they wouldn't tear down the community center. You damn right. Scott says Hulk, period. I don't want to be there on her period. Oh man, it's the wokest bullshit, mansplaining. Oh. Yes, we taught it. They say it. It was a movie or a TV show. Dwight Chenoweth says She-Hulk bombed. Apparently that movie sucked. It's a movie or a TV show. It is dog shit. I'd rather pay money to sit there and stare at a pile of fresh dog shit than to watch that movie. I just feel like I'd be more entertained watching that dog shit dry, watch the flies on it and stuff. It would just be more entertaining than this woke bullshit. Oh man, how do you make the Incredible Hulk look like a pussy? And I don't mean the She-Hulk. I mean the way she talks to and treats the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk. She talks down to him like he's a little bitch. Never thought I'd see that day. Stephen Turner, thank you. The difference between us and South Carolina and those in Alabama is we ride four-wheelers and they ride cousins. Play. Uh-oh. Battle of the South. My goodness, man. It's sad. It really is sad. I already got a bunch of shit for tomorrow. Oh, my cup runneth over, people. We're going to get into it tomorrow, but I got to be up out of here. My kids are out of school now. It was another great live stream. You were great. I was great. That means we were great. We will reconvene mañana, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who cares about Central and Mountain? But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.